I'm just warming up my vocal cords, brother.
I read it in the papers. I saw it on TV. I guess there'll be one of DC when I wrestled at Wembley. You used to tear my shirt, but now you've torn my heart. I knew you were Hulkamaniac right from the start. You were my friend. This is not the end. The world just lost another Hulkamaniac, a friend to the end. I'll see you again. I don't know why I know all the words of that.
We're starting the pod with that. Welcome.
Wow.
Welcome. That was astounding. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, ring us in.
Wow.
Ring us in, big dog. Dang.
Jeez.
She came with it.
Oh,
Welcome.
it's already been brought in.
It has already been brought in. Welcome to the Rasslecast Power Hour, the best podcast there is, the best podcast there was, and the best podcast ever will be when it comes to wrestling.
Hey, there it is.
Chia Chia. I am one of your hosts,
with it.
B hyphen. And to my left on my screen and to my north is my tag team partner, the one, the only, the handsome Bane.
Hey, all right, thanks. Normally I come out here and I have some diatribe about, you sweaty marks being sweaty. But, not today. You don't deserve it. So we'll just get started.
Never. All right.
And by that, I mean, you're not good enough.
Ah, there it is.
I don't mean you don't deserve to be, run down and cut down, a couple pegs. You all deserve a severe dressing down. I just lack the desire and the, I just don't care to.
Okay.
I don't care to. I don't love you. I don't hate you. I'm indifferent.
I nothing you.
Yeah.
I kept saying a sensitive side tonight.
That voice
Well,
you're
you're
hearing.
not seeing anything. Yeah.
Well, that voice you're hearing is Melysette, host of her own delightful podcast called A Frightful Fret with Melysette, in its second season, where she is reading the delightful, deadly, and devilishly scary words of Dracula. Almost said Frankenstein. Frankenstein was season 1.
One season. Two seasons.
You gotta admire that Bram Stoker. Being a censor who kind of like ran out everybody in the softcore horror porn business, and then proceeded to write Dracula and put it out immediately. Like, you imagine being the cop that gets drugs off the streets and then you put your own drugs on the street. That's Bram Stoker.
That's almost like he was 50. Dang,
He was 50 when that got published.
late bloomer.
And there's some seriously. Oh, I'm trying to find the best word here because this is a family show.
What, hot? You know what I mean? What do you mean, hot?
What's a family?
Yeah.
There's some stuff that I've read in there that is just like straight up, in this day and age, sounds like porn.
Mm.
At that time, maybe it wasn't. Maybe people were super affectionate when they wrote letters to each other. I don't know, but there's been this question of that sort of thing because of old letters from like Emily Dickinson. And so there's a theory that she may have been gay because of the way that the letters are worded. But then we were saying the same wording with the Bram Stoker letters. But Bram Stoker was also a dude. So who is feeding him how women talk? Or is this just how women talk in his imagination and they're wearing their pantaloons and wrestling each other? I don't know.
I don't know. I was just gonna say I completely lost what I was going to say. Damn it.
The pantaloons threw you off, man. I understand.
Pantaloons, dog. Pantaloon is such a live ass word. I'm pretty sure that's where I got lost.
You're showing off some ankle.
Getting real spicy up in y'all.
That's about as yuck. Anyway. But no, actually no, that's what I was gonna say. The there were some people who found like I think they found like their grandparents' letters or something from like way back in the day, thinking that they were gonna be like these flowery, like he's shall I describe like a rose by any other name is still a rose. It's like I guess they thought their granddaddy was gonna be talking about. They were just like. It was gross. Like it was like
Granddaddy was copying Two Live Crew lyrics.
Shit, Two Live Crew was copying Grandpa. Like I don't know what, like how far they thought their parents went. But again, like that's like I mean, how far along their grandparents went. Like that, they got to be like 40s, maybe even 30s. Like like when they were active. So. Don't be surprised when you're talking your grandma talking about busting it open. Like she was, like you ain't got no business reading them letters. No way.
Grandma got to be a grandma for a reason.
Hey.
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like you guys are a Russian doll, basically, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? And grandma bust whatever, dog. But like y'all, stop romanticizing the past just because it was the past.
Oh man, what a way to start the show.
Well, all right. So on to wrestling.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. So, Melysette, what we like to do top every show. I'm sure you're familiar. Yes, wrestling. We like to have our guests, which is you. You're in the hot seat tonight. We are not doing hot ones, but you are in the Rasslecast hot seat. We like to have you tell us how you got into professional wrestling.
Oh my goodness. And it was on Saturday nights back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. My parents had friends that also had kids. And the parents would just hang out and do grown people things. And the kids would all be watching wrestling. And it kind of escalated because wrestling was on. It was on other times too, but I'd go home and my brother would try out some of the moves on me, and I in turn would have to try to block those moves and stuff like that. And we ended up probably doing every wrestling move you can imagine on each other to each other, down to the point that we were hurting each other physically because we were not trained to do this, and we were also children.
Wrestling ain't fake, Dad.
It is not fake, no.
Dad.
So, from there, I watched it all through. I watched it all through the 80s into the early 90s, and I dropped off somewhere around probably junior high or high school. I'm not 100% sure, but I picked it back up in the late 90s and just fell in love with it all over again. And it was so much more meaningful because I was coming to it from a place of nostalgia, I think. And I remembered back in the early days, there were other federations, and there's a few federations, but
way more back then before Vince bought them all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what was cool is at the time WWF, as it was called, and WCW were at war with each other.
Oh yes,
the Monday Night was War. Just it was so entertaining to be part of television history because that was the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. And we'll never see anything like that again, because I think now something like that would be considered more tame.
Oh,
because
definitely.
We're a lot more desensitized, but in its day, it was very controversial. And this is around the time I personally got involved with independent wrestling.
You were in independent wrestling? Do tell.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's not a popular take. Actually, that's kind of hot. That if people saw the Attitude Era, or if the Attitude Era were back, like so many people kind of clamor for, that it would be by today's standards kind of tame. Like, I hear a lot of people argue that everybody's too woke, we couldn't get away with doing this. I'm like, Yeah, but it wasn't. A lot of it wasn't good.
That's true.
Like,
And the
And-
whole backstage now is so different because, and I can kind of get into that a little bit because when I got started with wrestling and I was a wrestling journalist and I was doing ballet stuff, it was like I was my family's dirty little secret and nobody ever talked about it. Nobody came to the shows, and it was very embarrassing because wrestling at the time was very embarrassing. It was controversial. Everyone that watched it was going to the devil, and it was just really,
Jeez.
it's crazy. So it was one of those things my family didn't discuss. I did it on the side, and they knew I was doing it. We didn't talk about it, and they definitely didn't talk about the outfits I wore because, you know, I did some ballet stuff. So
I gave you people's eyebrow for that one.
Okay, and so what was the name and the gimmick?
I was with the tag team, the Kevorkian Institute of Assisted Suicide, or otherwise known as
What a name!
And I was their nurse.
Wow.
Hello, nurse.
Jeez, guys.
Brilliant gimmick. It was pretty fantastic. That was in the local New England scene. And, you know, I did that, and then I just got more into the writing component and got away from that. And I was still going to shows, and I was still backstage. I met a couple people who just became like second family to me. And I got to meet a lot of the greats, which is just such an honor and opportunity. You know, they always say, don't meet your heroes. Yeah, there's some of that. There's a couple people I met where it was completely jaw-dropping what bad
You can drop names.
Name them.
Name them.
Name them.
Oh my
Remember,
goodness.
you record under an alias.
Name them.
All right, I did an interview with Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Ooh.
And it was the most incoherent conversation I ever had with anybody in my life. And granted, it was after 9/11. It was extremely patriotic, but I still don't know what we were talking about. It was a short one, and you know, it still went up on the website. And that was another thing. I wrote for a website, so in those days, I was like, "Oh my goodness, she's writing for a website now," and they just expected me to be murdered. Because I was on the internet. I don't know.
Because you were next to Jimmy Snuka.
Where's the lie? Sorry, Tamina, but you already know.
You found out when the rest of us found out.
Yeah.
Probably.
We had no idea.
Fuck.
Woof. Woof.
That's
so there was one more incident with Sandman. Me and some of my friends were hanging out in an autograph signing, and Sandman's like, yeah, you know, we want to go see some stuff. Go get something to eat. Where should we go? It's like, okay, well, Kelly's roast beef, but I would never take you to the beach because everybody there is going to know who you are. So we can go to Kelly's on Route 1, still get the same experience. You might get recognized, but it won't be like going to Revere Beach where everyone's going to know who, you know, there's just like way more people there and there's crowds and stuff. It was a hot summer day too. So me and my friend drove Sandman and we got to Kelly's and, you know, we got our food, we're eating our food. He gets a phone call and he just starts flipping out and is like yelling and screaming in the middle of Kelly's and going off and like yelling at me and my friend and everything. And then he gets back on the phone, turns his back. Me and my friend leave, and like we ditched Sandman with no ride.
Good.
Kelly's first beef in Saugus, Massachusetts.
He deserved it.
So it was really bizarre. I guess it had to do with he didn't get paid as much as he thought he was going to get paid for the autograph signing, but he also chose to leave early to go eat roast beef sandwiches at Kelly's. So, you know, you made your choices. These are not my choices. They're yours.
Yeah.
Were the roast
sure.
beef sandwiches worth it enough where he shortened his
No.
own pay? Okay, never
I
mind.
mean,
Let me tell you,
they're pretty bomb.
Kelly's roast beef is the okayest roast beef sandwich that you'll have.
Damn, you sold me.
It's very okay.
Back in the day, it was good. Now, like Massachusetts roast beef is serious business, and you can go to a lot of places and get a roast beef sandwich. It is not like Arby's. Like Arby's would never open here. They would just be out of business in a day. But,
I haven't seen one here.
I didn't know roast beef was a thing in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's not as big of a thing, but it's still a thing.
Okay.
We have places that are much better than Kelly's. Kelly's is way overpriced.
Bro, Kelly's was.
And it's gone down in quality. The
last time I went, that shit was adequate.
Probably paid
I bet that sandwich was like, it could help me to. There's protein in it.
Meh.
It's food.
Yeah. It just doesn't do it. There's a lot of other places that are much better at the roast beef game.
I think I was just riding down Route 1 maybe a couple days ago and saw that there was a roast beef place by the Packies. I'm sorry, Cappies, which is the Packies.
It's always gonna be a Packy.
Yeah, but it was like right next to it, and I was like, they had a roast beef sandwich. It's got like a cow's face on it and everything. I was like, that doesn't make me hungry for roast beef if you're showing me the face of the cow. That I don't know.
Was it a cartoon cow or was it like a picture?
It was
of
a cartoon. It was like I won't say it was an illustrated cow. Okay. You know what I mean?
Like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch eating itself.
It's not like no, not like a comic cow. Like it was like like a stern face on a cow. Which was very unappetizing. Like it'd be different if it was like a cartoon cow, like somebody taking a bite out of it and it's like smiling about it. I don't know. That's weird. Wrestling.
Hold on. We have somebody entering the room. If he ever pops up.
It's outside interference.
Yeah, of course. Someone always popping in during these
a fucking run in.
I know. If he drops off, I'll feel kind of bad. But we'll introduce him once his picture shows up.
Yeah. Anywho,
keep going.
So Sandman, at Kelly's.
Do you want to tell us? You said you've made some friends that you absolutely adored and stuff like that in the wrestling game. What up, though, Mark Rob?
Hey.
Do you want to tell us about any dear friends or good stories about some wrestlers while we're at it here?
Yeah, I can give some shout outs too. So anyone that knows me knows that we lost Melissa Coates pretty recently. And she was a wrestler from Canada originally, and she's been wrestling in here a long time, and she'd unfortunately she's no longer with us. But when she first came into the business, she was a student at Killer Kowalski's in Malden, Massachusetts, and I was at a wrestling show, and I brought one of my buddies with me, and one of my buddies just starts marking out over this chick in the audience, and I was like, dude, what's your problem? He's like, you don't know who that is? That's Melissa Coates. I was like, okay. Who's Melissa Coates? Tell me. It's like, she won the Jantana. She's a professional bodybuilder. She does this. It's like, okay, like, do you want to meet her? Because I'll go over there and say, hey, and then I can introduce you. And they're like, sure. So, I just went over and started talking to her, and she was really cool. And she was like, I'm new in town. I don't really know anybody. I'm going to Kowalski's and whatnot. So I was like, yeah, let's hang out. And so we started hanging out, did chick stuff, went to the mall.
Stuff.
Hey, I love going to the mall.
Chick stuff. Okay, going to the mall is everybody's stuff. But we started hanging out, and we just bonded big time. And then she went to OVW, I think, and I was still up here. But I ended up moving to the Atlanta area. And I didn't realize at the time that she actually lived about 20 minutes away from me. So we ended up Yes. So she was at my house for holidays. We got to hang out more, and she was like one of the first friends of mine that came to the hospital to see me. And I like you don't forget that kind of stuff. She was just the
That's really
sweetest
nice.
person. And like when she passed, it was so nice that everything I saw about her was positive, and they were all good stories, warm stories. And it just really captured who she was, because I think that maybe she had this visual perception because of how she looked, because she looked very serious, and she was very strong, and she was beautiful, and she's beautiful inside and outside. And I think that people actually got that she was just a genuinely good, kind person, and she was so funny too. And so that was a really big loss. But one thing that was good was I got to introduce Melissa to another wrestler named Eric Adams, who's been my friend since 2000. And I call him my brother from another mother. And he's actually in Georgia now, wrestling. But we met backstage at my first show. It was at a Coke machine. The Coke machine wouldn't take his $1.
Damn you, Coke machine, healing it up.
You got
guys like her says a Coke machine.
In the 90s, you talk about a Coke machine, you could be talking about multiple things.
Well, he was only 15 at the time, I think. I'm not supposed to say his age. I don't know. He was
White
like, to me, he was a
all
young
ages.
But I was like, it's okay. Every now and then. It's okay, I got you. It's like, here's $1. And like we just exchanged information, like did that. I mean, that was common. You just exchange info at shows and you'd email each other. And if anyone is ever in town, you might hang out or something. But me and Eric just became like brother and sister. And we're still like that to this day. And when I got Eric and Melissa hanging out, it was like a phenomenal achievement, because these are two people who I loved, and now they're great friends. And that was just really cool. So yeah, it's the power of connecting with others on a personal level.
And rough.
You hear that? You hear that, Marks? You hear that, you sweaty jerks?
Yeah.
This is about making connections. And not just because that you guys like the same wrestler. You can you could like an assortment of things.
It's okay.
Whatever.
It's all right.
It's okay.
Well, Melysette, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful intro. Thanks for sharing those stories, good and bad, with us. But I'm going to toss it over to my tag team partner, the handsome one, because I believe, unless I'm missing something, it's time for the gauntlet, maybe?
Gauntlet!
I was right. Look at that. Look at God.
All right. Yeah. Well, sure. Look at God. If you can, by all means. All right. So I'm gonna come right off the top rope with the first question in the gauntlet, and it is the first time this question is being asked on the show.
Ooh, season 2.
So it's rather experimental. I'm asking the question: if Goldberg and Goldust could fuse like DBZ characters, what would their combined names be, and what would they look like?
Goldfinger.
She nailed it.
I mean, it's to you, like, well, no, this doesn't have a right answer.
I've got Bill Goldberg's face with like Goldust's body.
That is the episode art, Kellen. Write it down.
Yeah, Melysette, you're going to have to make that one. Wow.
What did I think I said Dustberg.
Dustberg.
I had them as Dustberg with I think I kind of had like a like Mario 3 where you play the matching game with the but with the spinning thing, so you have to like make a mushroom,
yes,
or a star or a flower.
Fire flower.
So it's something like that to where it's like do 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 do, and it's going around the top. So you got Goldberg's face, you got Goldberg's head, but Goldust's wig, Goldberg's torso, Goldust's legs, but like with like gold tights, and then like the MMA gloves or whatever that Goldberg used to wear.
Well,
So,
next time we hang out in person.
That's Dustberg.
Next time we all hang out, I propose that we bring several printouts of these Bill Goldberg and Dustin Reynolds, and we go ahead and we make some collages.
Dustberg, yeah.
Hey man, let's make some dream boards.
I think you guys are overthinking it. It's just Goldberg. It's a 24 karat Goldberg.
I was thinking that, but Goldust is he's too dominant a gene. Like if you were to put those together, like especially like first year Goldust, where it was like all the homophobia was coming his way, like just the super androgynous, like I mean, mind games, fucking
talk about non-binary.
Feeling up Razor Ramon, like that Goldberg, yeah, dog. Like I mean, that Goldust, he'd be a little dominant, like a solid Goldberg. I don't know if that's Berg dust then.
They could have the solid Goldberg dancers.
Oh, she be bringing it, yo. She be bringing it. I can see the whole infomercial. I can see the whole infomercial.
Solid gold dust dancers. Damn. Yeah, that's it. Goldenberg. No. We'll continue to workshop it. I don't know, Hyphen. What do you think?
Y'all are definitely onto something. So, my name for the two of them fused together would be Fool's Gold, and and so I definitely want the wig, the Goldust wig.
Gotta have the wig.
Yeah, the Bill Goldberg goatee has to be there with the classic Goldust face paint, and then you could go with Harry Goldberg torso with the muscles and gloves, and then the bottoms can be I would say something gold, black, and frilly, like maybe like some kind of like a kilt kind of deal maybe that he's wearing like over the trunks, and then Fool's Gold thing. Their whole gimmick is one, they when they're doing promos, they often will either be very locked in and be for real, or sometimes they will be very silly and they will kind of just make no sense, kind of like Jimmy Superfly Snuka in their promos. And then also in their matches, you don't know who you're going to get. You might go out there and you'll get someone that is just going to get ran over because it's Fool's Gold, or sometimes they'll go out there and put on a 5-star match, and you just never know what kind of person is going to come to the ring because they're Fool's Gold. So that's my idea.
It's like Mr. Potato Head for wrestlers.
Yes.
Y'all just bodied that. I felt silly when I came up with this question, but you know, I was also high as a giant.
I mean, my peaches done in Georgia.
I was high as Andre, but
there's a gambling asking SAT questions on a Friday night, so
that's true, especially because it's just got paid Friday night.
That song's a fucking bop, dog.
My brother used to sing. He would sing "Just Got Laid," and it's like, I know you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Boo! Where is it? I'm sorry.
Boo that man.
That one took me by mistake. That one took me by surprise, man. Hang on, because it's worth. There it is. It's worth me. The moment has passed, but you can't.
That'll work. That will work.
Just got laid. That's
I keep waiting for Mike Lamb to come in with his auto tuner on that.
Lamb is
Oh, yeah.
currently getting left in the house constantly by his wife with the door unlocked. So who knows if he's even safe right now?
It doesn't sound like it.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Lamb.
Oh,
Always.
what? Yeah. Well, that was my first question.
Okay. My next question is going to be How about favorite behind the scenes story? So anything that happened
You probably got a
behind
few.
the curtain.
Honestly.
I was always fascinated by the wrestlers who dated each other because it makes sense. You're on the road together, you see a lot of each other, you're working together, you're spending time together.
Cue to Val Venus music.
No, I
Right?
don't have it. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
But some of the couple combinations, like if you take these separate people, you would never match them together in real life.
Absolutely not. It's crazy.
Not in a million years. Like Triple H
Miz
would not
and
get a Stephanie
Maurice.
McMahon.
Oh, Miz and Maurice, like you know, like she's
What?
What?
Terry Reynolds
Got it.
and Goldust.
There's another one. I mean, Deborah and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Woof.
I mean, we all know how that worked out badly for Deborah.
Oh man.
We
We kind of really forgave Stone Cold for that, I guess, or like is that
not.
Enough to
I don't
make
know.
a Tide commercial.
it's
This
like
Stone Cold is clean.
he's like what? You know, he's a drunken redneck. Like what? What
That's
do you
part
want?
of the gimmick.
That's
That's a
it's part
toxic
of the
ass gimmick
kid.
right there.
Yikes.
Whew.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that there's definitely a sitcom waiting to happen just on these relationships alone.
Oh, they got
Because-
one lined up with Alexa and her boyfriend. I mean, not that I think it's in the pipeline, but I mean, Alexa and Ryan Cabrera, the singer. Like, I
Mhm.
mean,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
a bliss? That don't make no damn sense. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes because someone asked how come famous people don't date regular people, it's because regular people aren't doing the same kind of stuff.
Right. They don't keep the
So-
same hours.
Yeah, and
Yeah, you
there's
don't understand that.
they have a hard
And-
time like understanding because a regular person, you're like, well, you know, why are you doing this? Why can't you just hang out? It's
Yeah.
like I'm working, you know.
mm,
You-
Yeah, and wrestlers have the most ridiculous hours. You know,
They
like you
do.
have to, you know, you're on the road, or you're the only time you're really staying put is when you're in front of thousands of people in your underwear. Like,
Right.
you're
No, like-
like yeah, and the time what are you home? I'll be home Wednesday, and then I'm leaving on Thursday. And I'll see you again Wednesday. Like wrestlers have the most ridiculous hours.
I'll never
So, yeah.
forget when I found out that Melissa and Sabu were a couple when she
Oof.
told me about that, and it made now I can see it because you know, I mean, she's my friend. I got to know a lot and everything, and he was really good to her when she was sick and stuff.
shout out to Sabu.
But it was
Shout out
just
to Sabu,
so
Michigan's own.
such an odd couple to
Made
me.
my 20.
But like how it worked was they ended up making a gimmick together,
Mhm.
and so I think that kind of melded their personas because that's Sabu and Super Genie, and together they were a force. And then like, you know, then being a couple kind of made sense.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and for wrestling, it's like really difficult to know how people are when they go behind the curtain. Because, you know, I'm out here playing a snarling Nazi, and you know, I'm like outside of it is like, well, or I mean, you take for instance, you know, Iron Sheik. You know, he was, you know, Hack Tui America is like he was escaping Tehran, Iran at
Mhm.
that point in time, and he was like, yeah, no, I fucking love it over here in America. This
This is
way
great.
better than being in Iran
Yeah.
right now. But yeah.
I think that a lot of the personas are, there has to be an element of you in there if it's going to work.
Mhm.
So it's just really
Yeah.
exaggerated version of who you are.
I agree 100%.
Definitely. So, what part of you is the Kevorkian nurse?
Yes. Do tell again.
I think it's no secret I got a little bit of a creepy side.
No.
And
What?
I'm a medical nerd.
No way.
Yeah.
You seem so regular.
No. Regular and like I eat enough bran, or regular as a person.
And there's the brand joke for tonight.
The
We're gonna get a
The
brand
brand
joke.
I'm sorry. I was
episode
supposed to ignore it as if it was a thing that had happened all the time, but
It does
That's
now.
why we do it
I
live.
couldn't. Now we have to make brand jokes every day.
We'll work on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me behind the
Gotta stay on
scenes,
brand.
Ooh.
Oh, on
there
brand.
it is.
Mark Rob
Huh?
getting his spots in as usual.
He just shook his head like too fucking easy.
Spot monkey.
No, we
Too
need to
fucking
have this
easy.
every single time we do anything. We need Mark Rob there, just like
Typically he
throw
is.
down- just throw down the one-liner and bam.
He's always right there.
Very regular.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just like that one.
I think though, we're talking about what was the question? Backstage stories,
Favorite
I guess.
backstage behind the scenes story.
I don't know when I wrote that. I guess maybe I just meant like outside of the ring. Super quick, just Bam Bam Bigelow saving kids from a fire, and
Huge.
that's why his head was tattooed. That's why fire was his whole gimmick. Because he
Had no
saved
idea.
kids from he saved some kids in a fire, and I don't know if he got like some like light burns or
Scarring.
whatever, some scarring or whatever, but like that's why the flames are on his head, and that's like his whole thing. It's like
That's
holy
two
shit.
wrestlers who's made my top 20 that you guys are shouting out. So I'm very proud of that, by the way.
I had Bammer in my top 20 too, 20 as well. Yeah, y'all sleep on Bam Bam.
Yeah. He's one of the greats for sure.
Your favorite backstage moment? Or
My favorite backstage moment, it's not a specific one off the top of my head this time, but ever since I first saw one, anytime that you get to go behind the curtain right after a wrestler wins the belt and they come back through Gorilla and everybody's just going nuts, and it's like all pretenses drop, and it's like, yo, you just won a championship, and it's the equivalent of a locker room champagne celebration for me. Like just seeing them come through, and then you get to see Triple H and Vince, and see the other wrestlers who's back there and excited for him, and like even Edge, after he had his match with Seth Rollins a few weeks ago, he went to the back and Beth was waiting on him, and there was no championship belt or anything, but the way his face lit up when he saw Beth after that match, he's like, hey, and she's like, hey, you were awesome. He's like, oh, it's amazing. It was just seeing the veil, the kayfabe go out the window, and seeing them be real
for a
with each other.
second, yeah, with people who understand it.
I've
yeah,
always
definitely.
fascinated with that part.
Like when Triple H came back after his major knee reconstruction.
Yes.
Like that
My
was
sacrifice when you are with me, I'm free, I'm careless, I believe.
oddly enough, our musical episode isn't happening until later this season.
Is it?
Above all the others, we'll fly. Nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Go.
Hey, Triple H was all working out shit like, gotta get back.
Triple H is sweating.
My
He's just sitting there sweating.
My sacrifice. Man, fuck it, dog. They had some heat. You know what I'm saying? They were
Season 2.
annoying as hell, but they had some heat.
Season
I
2.
haven't watched a wrestling promo in like 20 years, but Triple H is definitely the sweatiest wrestle promo.
Hello,
player,
my
right?
friend. No. Bro, that
What I love that
motherfucker
about
be-
Triple H though is like Triple H always looks like he's got a body temperature of like 120 degrees.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's just
and,
like you're
and that
saying.
it's just gonna no matter what happens, that dude's breaking into a sweat.
It's oil. It is like a little bit of sweat, and then like he just dumps half a bottle of water on himself when he comes out. Then he uses the rest of the water
The
to
guy's got
spew onto the crowd. It's like, bro,
like, does he have some kind of thyroid disorder? Should we be worried for him that he's like always so hot?
bro, in a panini, bro. You gonna come out here and spin on? Is anybody else having a hard time watching old media and seeing people get like this close to each other or sing all in each other's faces and stuff?
Not
and be
as
like,
much as I
dog,
was.
Every rap
COVID.
video I watch, yes. Every rap
Like, dog,
concert I watch, yes.
It's so many people. Why are they so fucking close, bro?
Oh man.
Screaming in each other's mouths.
Still one of my favorite entrances though is Triple H, man.
Mass sacrifice.
What movie did I oh, it was Friday where they were breathing the smoke in each other's mouths. And I was
Shotgunning.
watching that.
Oh, the
All I could think about
shotgun.
was COVID.
Yeah, shotgun.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that's all I can see. Hear they say that. Oh, that's not even the right one. Yeah.
I went through maybe a 5-day period when that song came out where I played nothing but that song, so that's why I know it so well. I was like, yo, this shit goes. And then after that, I was like, what was I thinking?
This shit was fire. It was fire. You liked the thing.
I did.
Hey, this
Fuck
isn't
it.
Nickelback.
Fuck it. You liked it.
Whoa. This is not a Nickelback disparage hour. You know, we gotta pay some homage.
No, we do.
Look
We
at
do.
this photograph.
Look at this photograph. Sir,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
would you like a lozenge before you sing this?
Here's what I'm gonna say about
Damn.
Nickelback, and this isn't a bad thing, okay? That dude made enough money to get Avril Lavigne like a 5-carat diamond engagement ring.
Well, that's
It was
all.
bigger than her whole
that's all
body.
about. That's all it's about. Apparently, is buying trinkets for women.
No,
But
not entirely that, but
look at this photograph. Like,
When I look at it, it makes me laugh.
for all the crap that people give them, they made enough money that he could afford to do that for her.
that's what I'm saying. Though they had heat.
Right. Like
all right,
everyone
like,
hated them, but yet he could afford to buy a 5.
not everyone apparently.
Man, how you remind me slapped, so it still slaps. I
Motherfuckers
don't
was like,
care.
yo,
I
let
don't
me
care.
get that. Let me get that raspy shit, cuz.
Sorry.
What's the one song with that raspy nigga singing, dog? I like that shit.
There's that one where
Just
they're like,
photograph.
there's that like country hybrid song where he's like talking and then singing. And
Is
then
that
there's talking,
Rockstar?
like, it might be.
I
I
don't
that's
know. That shit wasn't on wrestling. I don't want to sing it, nigga. But look at this photograph. Should have been on wrestling. Man.
It should have been,
That's
man.
fair.
That would have been a heat promo in like 2000 and
Rest in peace to
2004.
these people. Look at this photograph. Oh shit!
that would have been heartbreaking, man. That'd been
They
heartbreaking.
just show mad pictures of people who dead. Dog. Look at this photograph. Damn, dog. I'm already sad enough.
Yo, this sounds really terrible. What if they did that during like the Benoit tribute?
Oh, jeez, Louise, dog. Hey, dog, they had all kinds of egg on their face after that shit, bro. Because when they first broke the news, they was like, "Yo, Crispin, wow, what a good dude, man. That was like my guy." Like,
I watched
that
that whole
motherfucker was on the
tribute
up and
show
up.
at Sports Page eating wings, Marcus.
and it was like,
Oh shit!
"Hey, dog,
Shout out to Spage.
Yeah, man.
hey, dog." They said he might have did it. Oh, for real?
Vin-
Damn.
Vince,
But
Vince
do
was supposed
people
to be
in
dead.
hindsight-
And he came back out the next week and was like, I know I'm supposed to be dead, but Chris Benoit died, so we're going to honor him tonight. Let's go.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, though, I know obviously in the moment it was a real big thing. But I mean, what other choice would they have, though? Like,
Oh yeah, no.
because
Yeah, because he
the
literally
news didn't
found
really
out
break
Sunday
out.
night after the
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
so the news didn't break out of the actual like the murders until like what the like Wednesday or Thursday after Raw.
It was
It was
nuts,
like
bro.
it was like Tuesday or Wednesday, yeah. I
it was
think
a
he was supposed to
wild-
wrestle Punk that night too,
It
at
was
the
a
pay-per-view,
wild
if I
fucking
remember right.
ride, dog.
And then he just no-showed.
That's a wild. That may be the wildest ride.
That was a
in
wild ass
WWE.
ride, bro. I was like, man, wait,
Mhm.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, wrestling. Uh,
Look at this fucker.
that shit's to beat. Ooh, here's a good one. What is your favorite non-wrestling media? Actually, no.
Nope.
No, I'm gonna be a lot more specific about this one. What is your favorite movie starring a pro wrestler or pro wrestlers?
Nice.
It does not have to be about wrestling.
I know where you're going.
Favorite
Let me
Buff
see if I can-
Bagwell was in a softcore porno. He was in the Skinamax porno.
He is a fucking soft porn, dog. Like he's a living soft pornographic film, bro.
He was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, only because his name was Marcus, and he was in NWO. So that was like he was not even a good wrestler, to be very honest.
Bro,
but
like every
that was
wrestler
the wave.
from like everybody out of Macon, Georgia, like if they go around and they say like, yeah, I'm a professional wrestler in Macon, Georgia, they're like, well, don't be like Marcus. Like that's like the one advice. Like Xavier
Damn.
Woods was saying that it was like, don't be like Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Woof.
Giving Marcus a bad name around the world. That's a damn shame.
All right, so there we go. We bought Melysette some time. Melysette,
The
what's your
floor is
favorite
yours.
movie?
favorite movie starring a wrestler. Ugh,
I wrote a.
tough one. It's like there's wrestling movies that I love that don't have wrestlers in them.
Oh no, we want the ones with wrestlers in it. We want a film. Doesn't matter.
We want the smoke.
Doesn't
Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kevin Nash was in that. But you
right.
didn't really know it was
Yeah.
Kevin Nash.
So this is kind of embarrassing what I'm about to share.
Oh yeah.
I just talked about softcore porno, girl. We good.
Right. Kind of
Well-
reason to be embarrassed here.
All right. Well, this will take a little bit of the embarrassment off. Is that I watch a lot of stuff with my kid, and so, some of it's really bad, but it
Mhm.
grows on you because if you have a child and they are really into something, it's like you get Stockholm syndrome. So you like it too because otherwise it's just going to annoy you so much that you're going to go crazy. So you have to learn to love the things that they love. And at one point, my daughter was really into Fred Figglehorn. And we watched Fred the movie
Ugh.
a lot.
Woof.
And in Fred the movie, Fred's dad is played by John Cena.
That's
wow.
right. I forgot about that. Fax no printer.
So I guess that is my favorite non-wrestling movie that stars a wrestler. Because
Mm.
it's back when my kid would still go and watch movies with me. She's too cool for that now.
Shout out to the little Melysette, man.
13 years old tomorrow.
Hey. Shout out.
Good luck. the next
I
6
had you
years.
Thank you.
I had you down for another film, and I don't know. Don't feel compelled to agree retroactively. I had you down as a They Live kind of girl.
Ooh.
You know, the horror aspect of it, and you know,
The Roddy,
Roddy
Piper of
Piper.
it.
yeah.
That's some memories. I loved him so much. But no, I got to give it to the kid every time.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, no, Hyphen, you go ahead because
I got a
think
new
I-
one that I just remembered. Little ditty that came out in 1987 has one of the hardest movie themes of all time, in my opinion. G.I. Joe the movie, starring Sergeant. Okay, not starring, but Sergeant Slaughter did a voice and played himself in the film as the trainer of the new G.I. Joes.
And he was a junkyard dog.
He was a dog.
It's like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with like? It's like
he made which one was it? He made him walk back from the desert.
It was Duke's no good brother.
No good brother.
Well, half brother. Falcon.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, he was like Commander Falcon or some shit like that. Yep. Anyway, new toy that they were trying to bring about.
I had all them joints too.
He was the Rodimus Prime of the new G.I. Joes in that movie. Bro, I was a dickhead. But Sergeant Slaughter in that movie, when he solos Nemesis Enforcer, he beat the brakes off Nemesis Enforcer, first of all, for a little, and it was so pro wrestling. Actually, it wasn't. Like the pro wrestling does a little better job of being a little more epic than that. But like Nemesis Enforcer is built up to be this bad motherfucker. Like he just like ripped a metal gate down with his like nails, like cut through the holes in the metal of the metal gate. He's just like dispatching foes. He has like biological weapons at his hands.
He's definitely a mid-level boss for sure.
Yeah, like he's supposed to be the Sagat of this whatever it is going on, and he gets to Sergeant Slaughter and just doesn't pinch the bitch. Like he doesn't like lay a finger on Sergeant Slaughter, and he's just like literally dropping like, I don't know if like the animators had never seen elbow drops in pro wrestling, but he does like this thing where he like points 2 elbows down on it, like he does this like Wakanda Forever CM Punk straight edge kind of thing, and then he dives on Nemesis Enforcer with watch that movie several elbows. Now. This one's for Duke. This one's for me. And this one's for the good old US of A. And he just throws this nigga down a hole. Mind you, Nemesis Enforcer has wings.
He's huge.
And can fucking fly.
Like he
literally fly
Angel,
with the wings. We've seen him do it.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't bother flapping his wings. He's like, I just got all the smoke from Sergeant Slaughter. I guess I'm good. I was like, bro, what?
Time for me to go.
This one's for Duke. He's got this stupid fucking.
That's the Sergeant.
I don't know if it's like his Sergeant Slaughter's mouth is too small for his words. Like,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Cobra.
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 It's like I love that theme.
You got the touch.
Hey.
Don't mess with that Stan Bush. You got the power.
I forgot. I think that I might have hyped up Crystal with just lyrics from The Touch.
That's all you need.
Like, but saying them. You got the touch. You got the power. All hell's breaking loose. You be riding the eye of the storm. You know what I'm saying? Cut the shit. Now go out there.
Yep.
Now, you know what I'm saying? Now go on that job interview and become the supervisor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got this shit. I mean, I guess I could cheat and say Infinity War and link Batista to that. However, I have sang the praises of this film on more than one occasion. It does feature former WWE champion Dave Batista. Also former WWE champion Rob Van Dam. It's okay, so we're doubling up.
The whole effort show.
All right. I'll take care of that. I'll never be that angry. But essentially, yeah, watching this movie, that was the Rob Van Dam we were seeing. Of course, I'm talking about the film Wrong Side of Town. Wrong Side of Town. Like I said, starring Rob Van Dam, featuring Dave Batista. Dave Batista takes up all the room on the cover. He's holding 2 Mac 11s, and they look like squirt guns in his hands. They could have been squirt guns, but yes. Also on the cover, Omarion. Okay, Omarion's in the movie, plays a stick-up kid, and Ja Rule. Ja Rule is also in this film.
Who will be taking on Fat Joe at Versus coming very soon to TV.
I know you guys have to resist the urge of stopping this very podcast now that you've heard me say who all is in that movie and looking for it. I promise you it's not going anywhere. Wrong side of town. So bad it's a cinematic triumph.
Love it.
Stuck with me.
Yeah, Batista shows up in a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
He be getting checks, man.
Actually, Batista won't just do anything. He's like roasting John Cena about that. It was like, bro, just
that little spy movie was cute.
With the girl.
Yeah,
yeah. I watched that. That was good. Because he's just trying to figure out how to like work with child actors too. Like everything he's doing is like
Cena's back in the movies.
Yeah.
I did watch that. Did anyone else see that?
With
what, Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Not yet.
I never saw it. Yeah,
it was pretty good. It was way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I went in with like low expectations.
I mean, it's James Gunn too. Like, I mean,
yeah, he's pretty consistent. He makes solid stuff.
He's good at a bunch of like big casts and that sort of thing.
Because sometimes when you have a huge cast like that, it can just kind of be all over the place and it gets messy and it's hard to keep track of. But I think they did a good job with it.
I'll watch it.
I'm gonna do a wild card. Even though Friday is definitely on the board, I'm gonna do a wild card and say Blade 1 to 2049.
There you go. Dave Bautista's in there, and he's not bad.
Big Money Dave.
What was the other one? The RZA, Man with the Golden Arms, or what is that?
Iron Fist.
Man with the Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I thought it was. I'm trying to think. Was Batista the man with golden arms? Then there's something. Somebody has golden arms.
I was just looking at a list.
For some reason, I'm thinking about. Yeah, right. Oh shit! You got us in this.
Basically, yo, imagine you guys just like turning up on like a bit
like a
in
fucking
some random Bill Murray movie.
He was an unstoppable monolith named Brass Body, but he still got a striking screen presence covered in gold body paint.
There it is. All right, yeah.
Brass Body.
Goldtista.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
See.
Ooh.
Dave Dust. Yeah.
Bill Batista.
Batistust.
There it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah, because I mean, if I got to combine somebody, I'm definitely kicking Goldberg out and putting Batista in there. Because we're not into taking Goldust out of
What's
there.
up with his little ass sunglasses lately, man? His sunglasses are like they're literally fit his pupils.
Who, Goldberg?
Yeah, because they caught up with him outside of his gym, and he's like he touched my son. I don't care about the WWE championship anymore. I just want revenge on Bobby Lashley, and his sunglasses look ridiculous.
Well, if you had a head that big, sunglasses wouldn't fit you either.
Yeah,
I'll make them fit.
Probably. But I don't know. Like he probably misplaced his Oakleys, and the All Lives Matter glasses.
We've moved away from the Ray-Bans and we're onto the Oakleys now.
Hey man, you gotta switch it up every couple of years.
The coppers.
Do we want to do one more question?
Do one more.
Okay.
One more lightning round, super quick.
Wait, I completely lost. Wrestler you could be legit friends with. Ms. Melysette.
Francine.
Oh.
I love Francine.
My favorite thing was Francine. She comes out to the crowd and then she's like, "For 10 years you've been shouting, show your tits, right?" well, I'm gonna show you just how hardcore I can get. And then Paulie's like, Francine gets extreme, and then like she tears her shirt off, and there's like blue dots or whatever. It was great. What a time! What a time to be alive!
What a time!
I don't know. I just
Talk about blue meanies.
So, like, what's cool about Francine is she was. There were not a lot of women in that company,
right?
No.
So they moved her around a lot, but that gave a chance for her to kind of show everything that she could do. Because at one point they had her with Raven, and I thought that was actually funny,
Yeah, she was the pit bulls.
Yeah, I mean, you just never knew what she was going to be up to next, and she had such a range, and she did all kinds of stuff. And I have to tell you, because I didn't know what I was watching, because I'm only recently getting back into watching some stuff, and I showed up on one of the wrestling leagues that I was watching recently, and I marked out hard and was like,
Francine gets extreme.
I remember that.
Hey boy, he was selling that sleeves, wasn't he?
I remember that.
He's still selling sleeves, man.
He's
Hustle.
such a sleeves, but yeah, Heyman Hustle.
He still be popping out some models.
That's what he was doing. Like when he was, when he wasn't around. Like I remember, I don't even know how I came across it. It was like Heyman Hustle.
IG.
Like,
that's first time I saw.
No, this was a long.
Oh, you're talking about
time
way
ago.
back in the day. Then that's first time I saw.
Yeah, this was before he. This was when he was getting chased down by everybody over some money.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah.
That's why they went under.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Well, so what was a wrestler you could be friends with? New Day. New Day. I would. If I got in the car with New Day right now, it would be like I've been there the whole time. Just like.
That's you with anybody though. You're very. I don't know. Very, very. You're that guy.
I wouldn't say that, but I fit where I fit, and I'm aware of where, but with them, I feel like I get in the car and be like, well, yeah, here are pictures of my children. I suspect you won't victimize them. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I suspect you don't intend to harm me. But yeah, just from like the stuff that I've heard about Xavier Woods and like the same relative experience that I have with Kofi Kingston as far as like living out here. Big E he's basically my boy Travoy. Like like I've met all of them before. So it's like I would get in the car with them guys and be like, all right, yeah, here's how much I owe on gas. Yeah, this is right. All right, cool.
Yep. Very cool. Okay. I knew you were going to go New Day, so I was thinking about somebody else who I would be friends with because I would love to be friends with.
Dude, you can you can just ride with me in New Day.
I know, but I want to branch out and bring more people into the fold. And I actually really enjoyed watching this wrestler when she was able to stream before WWE cut out all the Twitch money.
She?
Yes, it's a she.
You mean a girl?
A girl. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
She just wrestled for the NXT Championship not long ago. It's Dakota Kai, man. I feel like she'd be super cool. She'd be fun to hang out with, man.
Charlie.
Watching her play all those games of Among Us on Up, Down, Down, and then some of the BRE stuff. Yeah. She's just fun, man. Like, I love all their chemistry.
Nari.
It wasn't me.
I would be cool with I feel like I would be real cool with Shayna Baszler too.
Yeah, Shayna's cool as hell. Her character is such a monster anyway. Typically, that in real life she would have to be the complete opposite. It just feels like.
Yeah, you would hope that she's completely the opposite of that character because she's.
I just got a news report on my phone, and I know that this is really something that people listening will want to know, but don't worry because it's just been announced that Motley Crue's Vince Neil is undergoing fat burning treatment to prepare for his tour.
You had me shook.
All right.
You had me shook. I was like, she about to drop some major news right now, and I don't think I'm ready for it. All right. Yeah. Shout out to the crew. Whoa. CRU.
I I mean, shit. We'd also be remiss not to mention Daphne.
Yeah, this be the part of the show where we
while we're here, we can.
That's just a
that.
sad story.
Yeah.
And she was talking about brain injuries and stuff like that. That's a very real
while
thing.
Holding a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get more tragic than that. And I know that like a lot of us have watched the documentaries and Aaron Hernandez and of course Chris Benoit, who's been like erased.
I mean, if either of you care to go ahead and go a little more in depth with what happened.
I
can. Let's let the storyteller tell it. That would be you, Melysette.
Yeah. I don't know. I saw my friend posted R.I.P. Daphne, and I saw the picture, and it's like, oh no, what happened? And I read up on it, and you can deep dive online and find this content. It's very triggering. It's very disturbing, and it's sad because they were it was during Instagram Live, and there were a lot of people on there, like, being supportive and stuff like that. But she was on there. She was very emotional. She was crying. And she was talking about brain injuries and the gun thing. She was holding a gun. That's been blurred out of a lot of the videos, which, I mean, you wouldn't want to see that anyway. But they said that they didn't announce the cause of death, but people who are on Instagram Live were saying, she clearly killed herself. But and that's always sad when someone takes their own life. It's
for sure.
And the brain injury stuff, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
For people that are in industries like this, but also in regular life, you can get a brain injury and not be a professional wrestler.
Right.
And you're dealing with something and you feel those changes happening in your head or in your mind, or that you're not performing like you used to, or that your thoughts are delayed and you're not as quick as you were, and that you have problems, maybe you have problems walking or getting around something. It hits you hard because there's not treatment for a lot of brain ailments. It's kind of uncharted territory with some of these disorders. And what do you do for a concussion? You rest. I mean, there's not a whole lot that can be done. So to someone that knows that they have a brain injury, it's devastating, and it's a lot to handle, because I don't know to what extent. I don't know if she'd been to doctors or anything like that.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting in the doctor's office and they say, hey, here's what's in your MRI. By the way, there's no treatment. There's nothing we can do. You just have to, eat this diet and take these supplements and, just take really good care of your body. That's not telling you anything. That's just telling you, okay, well, there's something there, but what am I going to be like a year from now? What am I going to be like in 5 years?
Yeah.
Am I going to lose my ability to even think? Am I going to develop Parkinson's? Am I going to develop something else because of this? And so it is pretty devastating. And if you don't have a good support system, or you don't have a good, I don't even know how to explain it. When I started having problems with my brain stuff, I was reaching out to friends, and it might not have always been helpful in the way that I wanted, because people process in their own way, and the process they're trying to understand, and they're asking questions that might be uncomfortable, but then they'll kind of turn it back on something personal and say, well, that this is kind of something that I've heard about, and I've had experience with migraines, or whatever. And you know what? It's their way of saying, I'm there for you.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think it's like kind of misunderstood when people a lot of people aren't trying to play the pain Olympics with you. A lot of times people are trying to identify. First of all, people want to fix whatever the problem is. And if they can't fix whatever it is, they just want to identify something to maintain some semblance of control.
Can I say one quick thing about that, though?
For sure.
Unless you're going to lose your thought. All right. To anybody who has a friend or a loved one who's been diagnosed with anything bad or any disorder, I will implore you to educate yourself. But for the love of all things holy, you do not need to start sending the person with the affliction Google articles about their disease
Right.
or treatment. Okay.
Right.
They have doctors. They know what's up. They're doing their own thing to deal with it.
Fam,
Okay.
they've already Googled it when they first started getting symptoms, and WebMD told them that it was cancer.
Yeah.
All right.
It's always lupus.
Man, damn, man, my finger's been killing me. I just got this article about finger death, bro. You check it out. It's a thing here. You know, on WebMD. I don't know if you know about this little site, but you know, yeah, definitely. But you know, and just as far as like talking about what Daphne did in the ring and stuff, it still wasn't like, it was still kind of cutting edge, her character, the Scream Queen, of just like, you know, because everything, of course, we talked about, you know, being just like based around sex. You're a woman, there has to be something sexual about your character, or you either have to be so attractive or you have to be like so unattractive that you're, you know, clearly the bad guy here. With, you know, Daphne coming, and even that character, depending on who she was going against, she was a heel. She was scary, you know. And, other times it was just like, no, we don't like this person so much that we'll take the scary scream queen over that person. And you know, she was a big chunk of what was happening over in Impact with their Knockouts division, and like kind of being pretty much, you know, changing the game as far as women's wrestling, years before the divas were done away with.
WWE caught up.
Yeah. So yeah, she's part of a huge thing there. So that was always dope.
Yeah, she was highly talented, and I woke up the pictures of so got on Instagram, and Bailey and a bunch of the female wrestlers from WWE, lady wrestlers, were posting pictures of her, and I was like, what's going on? Because they weren't coming out and saying RIP or anything. It was just pictures. And then I Googled it, and I was like, damn, Daphne. Like, and it's just, you know, it's crazy, man. So rest in peace, Daphne. I hope you found some type of real peace.
Right.
Yeah, and you're definitely gone too soon. I think so.
Well, all right, it's time, Melysette, for you to induct someone into the Rasslecast Power Hour Hall of Fame. Oh.
Tommy Dreamer.
Tommy?
Tommy Dreamer.
You're going Tommy Dreamer.
He's the dreamboat.
All right. I like it.
All right. I mean, look at at least it's not the Sandman.
That'll never be the Sandman in my book.
Well,
damn. Y'all gonna love for Death Row? What's up with Sandman?
You missed the story.
Oh no, you missed the story.
You missed the story about a roast beef spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it involves roast beef sandwiches. So
no lie.
That is a hell of a teaser.
There you go. So you'll hear about it.
Not being
on the
happy
pod.
with his service.
Anyway, so going about Tommy.
I first saw Tommy in ECW. You know, the classic ECW, not modern ECW. Back when it was basically an infomercial slot. Classic times. And this guy abused the living devil out of himself. Night after night after night. And he brought it every single time. You know, one match that stands out to me one time is like they were hitting him with a 2x4 or something. And clearly this man is hurting. And he gets up and says, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" Like, oh my gosh, I love him. Like in that moment, it was just unbelievable. And I actually got to see him wrestle live a few times.
Nice.
And I got to meet him. And I see him on Impractical Jokers too now sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Which is pretty cool. But watching him I've just never seen anyone so incredible. All right, I mean, lots of people are dedicated. Don't get me wrong, but I think it shows when you have people who
Really
are intensely dedicated, like this, like they are giving everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just a day at work for them. They want people to understand on their level, and they're bringing it all. And I think with him, when he was in the ring, it showed through and through every time.
And man used to come out to the ring to Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains. That's what it was.
That was some hard entrance music, boy.
Yeah, it was great. Who was it? Friend of the show and also fellow Hall of Famer Savannah Summers recalls her most awkward moment being with Tommy Dreamer. She said he was like just kind of like staring a hole in her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just like, she came to him and he just like stared at her. I don't know if he was like, I don't know if it was a rib. What was going on?
He wasn't gonna break kayfabe, man.
Wasn't gonna break it. Not for her. Not for none of them Aussies. None of them.
Nope. He don't get paid to break character.
God dang kangaroo huggers.
Kangaroo huggers. There's the heel. There's the heel. Welcome to the hall, Tommy, man. Tommy's a warrior.
Oh, hell no, man. Hell no, brother. You are not. No, brother. Shut it down, man.
Ladies
That's right, brother.
And gentlemen, welcome Hulk Hogan to the show.
It's your boy, Hulk Hogan, man.
Melysette.
And I'm in here, brother.
Meet Hulk
you
Hogan.
mean to tell me, man, fucking, pardon me. You know what I'm saying?
We don't know what you're saying.
Red and yellow, man.
Red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow.
No, I just knew, brother. I just knew today I was going to get in the Hall of Fame, brother. Do you know why I thought that, man?
Why did you think that, Hulk?
Guess.
Because there was a white lady on the show.
Bingo, brother. Fucking bingo, man.
Fucking bingo.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't fuck with Mr. Nanny.
I'm the biggest fucking... I'm sorry. I've been saying a lot of F-bombs, bro.
She just said she'll fuck with Mr. Nanny.
Ow. That hurts my feelings.
That was actually a classic, Melysette. God.
I don't fuck with Mr. Nanny.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mark Rob. You want to be the guy in my pictures, man. Well, I'm gonna take a snapshot here so that when I tell people I got black friends, I'm gonna show them you, brother.
Whoa.
You're gonna
be the good one.
You're gonna be my chocolate chip in a brochure, brother, a college brochure, man. It's gonna be you, man. I'm gonna say that is Mark Robb, and I'm gonna make up stories, man.
He's the biggest Hulkamaniac there is.
I can't even spell Hulkamania. Hulk Hogan, what are you talking about?
Oh man, that's not your fault, brother. It's not your fault, man.
Why is it?
You're a product of your environment, brother.
Yeah, he's a product of his
You know what I'm saying? Things are pretty rough in the hood, man. So when you're trying to get over, brother, you gotta do whatever it is that you gotta do. But sometimes reading and writing gets in the way of that, man.
Hulk.
You gotta develop a wicked jump shot, man.
Hulk.
You gotta what?
You're.
Oh! So when Biggie Smalls says it, it's fine, man.
When's the last time you were at the hood? When's the last time
my
you went?
ghetto pass goes state to state. I can chill in any hood because I ain't fake, man.
When's the last time you chilled in a hood?
I'm always chilling in the hood. It's the only thing I can afford now, brother. So I'm in here with these gains, brother, lifting weights on the front lawn, man. I'm lifting weights on the front lawn, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Debo, Smoke, Craig and them.
Smoke?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Smoke Dog.
What happened to all your money from the settlement?
The Gawker settlement. Yeah, he used it all on coke, Melysette. That's what he's trying to tell you.
You get what I'm saying, man? Yeah, this guy gets it.
I'm
Anyway,
a guy.
man.
I'm actually a person. Like that's so nice of you for once. Nah.
So I don't know, man.
I'm just gonna keep looking at Tommy Dreamer pictures over here.
I'm just very disappointed, man. I don't know.
Why?
I just thought I was gonna.
Why does our Hall of Fame matter so much to you, Hawk?
Because, man.
Because
you guys won't accept me, brother.
You don't
I
accept
don't like
us.
that.
You call us N-word.
I mean, I accept you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got J's in my closet, brother.
You have
so
J's
of course,
in
man.
your closet.
Yeah, man. You guys, Snoop Dogg, some part of Fat Joe, man. I'm cool with it, man. You know, and what's gonna make us stronger, man? With what I got these bands here, brother, and I can easily move a man. But when you take the red and yellow and the black man in these bands, brother, these colors don't run, brother. Look at that. Look at how much harder it is, man.
That's what
you guys need me just as much as I need you, brother. So let's combine Hulkamania with soul power, man.
I don't want to fusion dance with you, Hawk.
Is a sustainable source of energy. And what are you going to do with fucking oh man. All right, I'll be back, man.
Please don't. Until next time.
I'll be back, brother.
Until next time. You can come back next time.
Look at this photograph.
Helen, I had to step away. I heard something about Hulkamania and soul power.
Wow, man! Wow, that sounds.
That was whoa.
That was riveting.
That was kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, bro.
He wants to fusion
down,
dance with me, man.
I'm down to listen, bro. Like,
yeah.
Hold on,
we gotta hear him out. You gotta hear both sides. So.
I'm gonna keep looking for pictures of Tommy Dreamer, man.
All right. Hawk. Well,
big old jerk, and he called me a nigga like 5 times.
I mean, he's just keeping it real, bro. He's just fucking keeping it real, man. Wow.
He's just keeping it real racist.
I appreciate it.
Damn.
I hate your guts. Well,
Bella said, "I'm sorry."
Well, yeah, I know. He just had you pegged all wrong. It's just like, oh yeah, she'll. Well,
look at this white woman. she'll put me in.
I stood in line for like 5 hours when I was 11 years old to meet him.
How did that work out for you?
He was nice.
I was delightful.
He was nice. You know, I was a little kid. The first famous person I ever remember meeting. Not my first famous person. I don't remember meeting Al Pacino when I was a baby.
Minor flex.
All right.
Wow. All right, man.
Who are you, born and Al Pacino was there? Like, wait, what are we?
No, I had a family member who was auditioning in a movie, and I guess Al was staying at a hotel managed by a relative. So the relative called and said, Al Pacino is sitting in my lobby. And everyone got in the car, and I was a baby, so I didn't, nobody consulted me. I just went along for the ride. I was a baby. I have rights. They asked me if I want to meet Al Pacino. But
baby Melysette.
So that's what happened. And Al Pacino held me in his arms, allegedly.
He blessed you.
Again, I wasn't there.
Oh, we ain't topping Al Pacino.
Nah, that's the dismount right there. So
I guess so.
Wow.
Melysette, where can the people find you?
I am on all the socials at Melysette, MELYSETTE. You can check out a frightfulfret.net for places to listen. And the show is making its triumphant return very, very soon.
Yes.
Along with a new contest. A contest I expect people to participate in this time.
What's the contest? Tell the people about the contest. Plug it.
The contest, we have jewelry designed by jewelry designer Nicoria Wolf, who you can find on Etsy.
Ooh.
It is a one-of-a-kind piece designed exclusively for the show.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so everybody listen to a Frightful Fred with Melysette when she returns, because she not only is going to entertain you with her delightful ways of telling the Dracula story, she's also doing a giveaway. So if you miss out, that's your fault, Marks.
Yeah, and this will be a good time for you to go and like listen to a voice that, I don't know, maybe it'll do something to you, but it's consensual. You know, whatever you do, whatever, bro. You guys are gross. You didn't need the invitation.
You guys are gross.
You're gonna do it
You
anyway.
guys
You
are
guys are
girls.
gross.
You've been hanging out with Hawk too much. You guys are girls.
Oh, I said you guys are gross.
Oh, I thought you said you guys are girls. Okay.
No.
That's okay.
Jeez, whoa,
Jeez.
Well, that's what I
Woof.
thought he said. That's what I
Woof.
thought he said.
All right, that's what he thinks of me. All right, well, we're out of here. Bye.
This is
Bye.
sexist
Our secretaries will
dismount.
see you out.
Sheesh.
I'm B hyphen. That is an offended
Yeah,
handsome
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Be hyphen the chauvinist.
B hyphen the
Whoa.
chauvinist. I just repeated what I thought he had said.
Cancel my partner, guys.
All right,
We're gonna
guys.
have. I'm gonna be.
It's been real.
I'm going to be doing the show next week with a non-problematic, non-binary dog. Non-binary dog named Dale. So,
Is Dale a truly
welcome.
gender neutral name?
As gender neutral as I can get. We're gonna get Dale from a rescue. We're gonna rescue a dog, name it Dale, and name them Dale, and assign them non-binary. There we go. They're just gonna bark along with all my takes.
Can I just apologize now and not be replaced by non-binary?
No.
Nah,
I'm
too late
sorry.
for all that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
If you didn't believe you wouldn't have said it in the first place.
All I said
Right.
was you guys are girls because I thought he said that you guys
Nope.
are girls.
We
Guys,
out. Bye.
Hi, thanks
it's been
everyone.
real being co-host.